one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you. When the rain starts to pour, I'll be there for you. I'll be there for
How do you think peers influence academic performance?
I think who you're around really affects how much you want to do work and how much work you end up doing. I think it's like the status quo, like what they're gonna do, you're gonna end up doing.
Do you think the competition drives students to thrive for better marks?
In some cases, I think it does, but in other cases, I feel like they just wanna keep up with their friends and then do what they're doing, and no need to go past that.
Why do you think students are so susceptible to peer pressure?
I think that they're susceptible to peer pressure because of the need to fit in. They want to be, they want to fit in among their friends, and then the need for that allows peer pressure to creep in.
Do you think peers have an influence on students' academic performance?
Yes, I believe peers do have an influence on students' academic courses. You asked me something.
How do you think that, say, your own peers affect you academically?
Like, you know, when they want to go out and have homework, I feel I'm pressured to go out with them and avoid doing the homework, causing me to hand in late assignments, rushing my homework.
Do you think there's a level of competition between you and your peers?
Yes, I do believe there's some level of competition between me and my peers. When you see your friends do better, you automatically want to do better too. It's just you want to keep up with the group. If anything, you want to excel with the group, be known as a smarter guy.
And why do you think students are so susceptible to peer pressure?
Just to fit in, just to have friends, not to be the outcast, to feel to feel like they belong.
Do you think it can also be a positive impact?
I don't know how it can't. I mean, we're not putting zombies out into the workforce or out into the real world. You guys have to know how to interact socially. Chances are most of you do already before you get to school. But if we can help kids, develop healthy social relationships, either by modeling or interacting respectfully with them, then yeah, I think that's a good thing. But at the end of the day, it's a balance, right? Kids have to get their work done. They have to be focused on achieving. I know it's a competitive environment, and at the end of the day, a lot of kids are looking to compete with other people to get into college or university, and even for jobs. So somewhere along the line, you got to take school seriously, right?
Yeah. Lastly, why do you think students are so susceptible to peer pressure?
Yeah. I think it's not so much a student aspect as much as being a teenager, right?
Right.
It's a stage of development thing, and I think if you talk to a family studies teacher, you'll get a little bit of that. During the teen years, it's self-image is extremely important, and how other people see us, and we're vulnerable to that. So if we're working hard and 2 or 3 of our friends are slacking off and they start to pressure you, you're more likely to say, okay, all right, I'm going to set it aside, I'm going to relax too, and I think that's just a part of the package.
Do you think peers have an influence on academic performance?
Most definitely.
How do you think students are affected by their peers?
With respect to academic performance?
Yes.
Or just over, okay, so, certainly in this environment, which is, you know, I haven't been in the library learning commons for a few years, but, there is a free flow social interaction, potential.
Yeah.
Right, we try and get everybody to engage in learning activities while they're here. But it's obvious that students who have work to do, will favor the social aspects of being here, and they get distracted if one of their friends is telling a story. Pretty soon everybody's listening to the story, and I mean, let's face it, it's easier to engage in friendly banter than to work on, I don't know, pick a course for you functions, you know? So, I mean, that's hard work. So I think anybody who is relatively normal favors relaxation to hard work, right? So yes, I see that happening in here. In the classroom, you know, it depends. I think students who are serious about school tend to have fewer distractions when they're in class. But I taught a class of academic grade 9 kids last year when I was at Sherwood, and there's always 3 or 4 who, you know, maybe they play hockey together, and so they're carrying it over when they come to class, and it's easy to get distracted, and it affects their achievement. It really does.
To conclude, through research and interviews, it is evident that socializing with peers can both decrease and increase the level of academic success that is put forth by students. Competition is one of the plus sides of having peers to compare yourself to. However, students need to be willing to sacrifice some aspects of their social life to dedicate their time to schoolwork and not fall behind.
That's all, folks.